So, thank you, Camille Safarov, to be here today. And please, the floor is yours to present this master program in international management.
Thank you, Cora. So, good afternoon, everyone, everybody behind the screen. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here for this presentation. So, today we are talking, I'm glad to share with you some information about our Master of Science in International Management. That's true that in the world that is more interconnected than ever, understanding the complexity of the global markets, it's not just advantages, but also become a necessity. So let's dive into the key aspects of this master. But before, let's set the stage, because this master is designed to equip you with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive into the international business landscape. So why international management? Well, simply put, the world is our marketplace. Whether you're inspiring to be an entrepreneur or looking for climb the corporate ladder, understanding how to navigate the complexity of the global economy is skill set that you need to adapt. So let's take a closer look to the structure of the program. So here it comprises 5 pivotal with a particular focus on family business, entrepreneurship, real estate, global trade, and innovation, of course. So this curricular is designed to broaden your understanding of global consumer behavior, the strategy essential to entering and succeeding in the international markets, to explore the intricacy of the building and maintaining a global brand strategy. So from adapting strategies to different cultures, to analyzing real-world examples of successful global brands. And all this, and finally, probably the most important, it's learning by doing. So we like this concept of the learning by doing, where the theory meets the practice. And to help you to get this knowledge, we work with the 2 different types of professors. So we have, of course, the permanent professor, the researchers in the field, but also we work a lot with the adjunct professor, who can be an academic researchers, but also the professionals who bring their professional expertise in the classroom. And for us, it's very important to have this balance between these 2 profiles. Also, Monaco. What is different in Monaco? Monaco, we know Monaco, it's a place to be. We welcome a lot of companies established in Monaco, international companies. And being in the Monaco, the university since a long time, help us to create a lot of contacts with the institutions, and private companies. I mentioned here some of them. So we have a very close corporate relation with the Monaco government, Monaco Tech, Oceanographic Museum, Monaco Impact, which is the lab for the entrepreneurs, future entrepreneurs, the startups. And also, as you can see, the 67% of our international management students after graduation, they start to work in Monaco. So it's really the place where we meet a lot of our alumni, and that help us also to provide the connection with the previous former students. So what about program structure? So just to have you an idea, of course, we can talk a lot about this. I can talk the hours about the program, about the courses, but we don't have enough time. So just a quick picture. The first semester starts in September. So from September to December, you will work on the core courses. So discovering the intricacy of the management, business management. So here you will, during this semester, you will share some courses with the sustainability master student. And when I'm talking about the shared courses, it will be the courses as accounting, leadership and management. But also, of course, you will have specialized courses as geopolitics and global challenges, the global economy and the firms. So as you understood, it's the first semester, it helps you to get the basic knowledge of all important pillars of the management, of the business, global business management. And then after the Christmas break, we continue from January to June, quite long, 6 months. And here you follow mainly the specialized courses. So here we, as you can see, international business strategy. You will learn how to manage the family firm. You will learn how the technological trends help now companies to improve their performance. And of course, you will work on the development of the new company by in the course of design thinking and sustainability. So all these courses will help you to understand now the impact of the globalization, let's say, on the businesses, and to learn how to work to create your company or to work in big corporations. And then as you can see, it's only 10 months, so it's very intensive. I won't hide you, it can be very challenging for the student to follow the courses, to be engaged till the end. But you will learn so many things during these 10 months. And definitely what I always ask students, that to be really engaged, to be focused on their studies, um, to try to follow maximum and to get maximum of information and knowledge that they can get out of from their professors or lectures, guest lectures, or during the networking moments. Then mid of June, we start with the third part of the program, what we call capstone project. So the capstone project, it can be an internship for 4 to 6 months. But in case if, for example, you are interested to go more in the academic field and you have a kind of very interesting topic that you would like to work on, then you can decide to do an academic thesis. There is another option, applied research project. It's a mix between the academic thesis and an internship. And then if you have a business idea and definitely want to launch your company after your studies, then the entrepreneurial project is for you. You can decide to do it and to elaborate your business plan. You will be followed by the professor, with the professor working on your business plan, on the financial plan, and then present your findings, present your business structure, and probably, I hope, launch your company business after the graduation. So yeah, just to remind you, so I said already 10 months of intensive courses and then 6 months of capstone project. Definitely the majority of the students prefer to find an internship, to do an internship, and to get more professional experience. But the courses is good, but it's not the only thing that we offer to our students, because as I mentioned, learning by doing, it's very important. So of course here we have to mention all extracurricular activities that you will have during the year. So as you can see, every year we organize a field trip. So this is the optional, and we organize it every year in different countries in order to help students to get understanding of a different geographical area, to learn, to meet different actors in this area, and also maybe to have some opportunity to meet companies and to get an internship in this area. Then, of course, experiential learning. So you will have opportunity to work on different projects during the year. So it can be a project that you will work during your applied research project, or it can be a project with the Monaco institution. So all these projects will help you to apply your knowledge, to apply what you learn in class to the real life, so to the real life projects. So the projects definitely can be linked to the Monaco, but also outside. Then another possibility, it's you can decide to do a double degree. So the double degree, it's the partnership that we have with the Grande École in Paris and Bordeaux, and it means that you, after doing 10 months of classes in Monaco, you can decide to go to Paris and continue 6 months of classes there, and after get a double degree only in 22 months. So it can be very interesting. And they offer the specialization in supply chain. So those who would like to go in this area, that can be very beneficial. And of course, career perspective. So when we're talking about career, we have a very engaged career department. So they follow the students from the beginning, so very closely. You will have, I think the next slide, the next slide, talking more about career services. So they organize different conferences, workshops. We organize, the networking moments, the business days. So all these moments will help you to find an internship or maybe even a job position. So maybe something to precise here, the most important, let's say, that you will have the opportunity, you will have a career coach that will follow you from the beginning of the year till the end. So you will have a general session with all students, all international management students, I mean, and then you will also can have the private, let's say, individual sessions with your coach. If you have some questions, if you are not sure in which area or in which industry you would like to work on, then definitely this is this opportunity to discuss with the professional with a lot of experience in HR can be very interesting for you. So maybe mentioning about International Business Days. So this is, we just finished it last week. So usually it's the event that happening in spring around March, April. And the idea that we invite the international companies, it can be a Monaco-based company that work on international area scene, or it can be an international. So last week we welcomed the company from London, another one from Switzerland. So once again, the idea to give the opportunity to meet different companies, to listen for the presentation, to have to do the interviews with the company, and probably it can help you to find an internship at the end of your studies. So yes, here is the placement data. So you can see definitely what I can say, that the international management, as is the program more various and offering a lot of opportunities, career opportunities, it's definitely one of the best program in terms of placement data. So and when at the beginning I started to talk about entrepreneurial spirit or working in the multinational corporation, here we are. You see 59% were recruited by the multinational company, and another big part of the students set up their own business. So I think that I gave you quite quick picture of this master. It was like very, very quick. And now I leave the floor to Cora, I think, or Enrica to present the application process.
Thank you, Camille, for this presentation. So now talking about the application and admission process. So basically everything has to be done online. So once you connect to the website, you will see a button on the left corner, apply online. So there you will be asked for a few documents. So first of all, a letter of motivation, which should be written in English. Then a university degree and official transcripts. So basically, we will need the 3 transcripts of your 3 years of bachelor. So not only the last year, but the 3 years of your bachelor degrees. Then an updated CV, which will be written in English as well. Then a passport photocopy, an ID picture, meaning a digital photo of your face, so a close-up portrait in ID format, and then a proof of English proficiency. So for this matter, it is not required at the moment of the application. Indeed, you have until the first day of class to provide this document. So we accept IELTS, TOEFL, and Cambridge certificates. And then to pay the 80 euros of application fees. And then your application will be finalized. And then we will check this application. If everything is correct, we will schedule an interview. It will be a motivational interview with the program director, so with Camille. And then you should get a feedback from this interview maximum 2 weeks after it. So the process is quite quick, I will say, and quite easy. And yeah, I think that's it for the admission process. If you have any questions, please write it on the chat. You can also contact us via email. So here you can have our email ID from me and my colleague Enrica. You can also follow us on social media or call us on this number.
Thank you very much, Cara. Yes, here we are. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Camille, for the presentation. Here we can start with the questions. Before starting with the questions, I would like to remind you, as you can see from the slide, that on the 15th of May, so in about 1 month, we will have another webinar, but a little bit different, comparing to the one we are now having right now, because there will be an ex-student, a former student actually, from IUM, talking about her international career after the master in international management. So if you are interested in this program, it could be pretty interesting and useful. If you have any question for her as well, because actually she's like a great example of an international and global career after an international management program. So here we can start. We have a first question. Can I have more details about the career coach team? Are they professional in the industry?
So the career department here in the university, they work since 10 years with the student or even more. So definitely they are the professionals in what concern the student placement. And then the personal coach, the international management coach that I was talking about, this person is working in the HR industry since a lot of time, a lot in US, UK, so very international profile, and definitely he is the professional in the international management field, let's say.
And here, still regarding this topic, do we have to pay for the coaching? No, guys.
No, of course not. This is included in your fees. It's offered by the university as a normal service offered by the career department. The additional, when we are talking about additional fees for the program, only the field trip is optional and have the additional fees.
Yeah. And regarding this topic, I would like just to underline the fact that the professional we're talking about had worked in different industries, more than 7, in 38 different countries. So we are really talking about an incredible international profile. And then, as Camille explained, you have professional and coaches focusing on different fields as well. So the factor that I would like to underline with your help, Camille, as well, is that students attending the international program can in some way exploit even the events and the activities proposed to the other masters. Is it right, Camille?
Definitely, definitely. What we see, what we experience with the international management program, that different students have different backgrounds and different career aspirations. So when I'm talking about international management, it's very various in terms of offered opportunities. So that's why we have still in the international management, we have the student interested to work in finance, then they can definitely attend the business finance days. If they are interested in sport, they can attend the sport days. If they are interested about luxury, they can attend. So for the international management, you are even more, let's say, lucky as than other students, because you got the opportunity to have 4 different business days. When the other cohort, they have only 1.
Yeah, because we would like to remind you the fact that we have different master's program, but the other ones are basically focused on specific fields, meaning luxury, sport, sustainability, and finance. So being a part of the international management cohort give you the opportunity basically to keep all the possibilities and opportunities open in some way. And this is even on an academic and career department level. Here we have, yeah, sorry.
Maybe just to add, it's definitely, I would say the international management, it's designed for the student that are still not sure in which industry they would like to work, but definitely sure that on international scene. So in case if you know that your ultimate goal to work for the big corporation or to create your company, it's definitely the master that you need to choose, because it's you don't know if you will work later on in luxury or in sport or in finance or just in food and beverage company, but this master will give you all this necessary knowledge to be confident in all these areas. So
yeah, exactly. Thanks, Camille. Here we have a different kind of question. Can I get a scholarship which covers my fee for the program? So basically, we propose a merit-based scholarship. You can apply for it once you have well finalized the first step of application online, we just explained. If approved, this scholarship would cover a maximum between the 10 and the 15% of the tuition fee. Still, regarding this topic, we have a different question. What's the full program tuition price? Does January intake versus September intake vary? Yes. So basically, you have all this kind of information on the website as well, but I can give you numbers anyway. So for the September intake, the price is about 26,000 euros, while for January, we are talking about 16,000 euros. We do not have prices for next January yet, but it could be about this amount. Why this difference? Because January and September intakes are different. What do we mean? Meaning that the September intake is the official one. So you will have 10 months in class and then 6 months internship. So from September to June in class and then the final capstone project. If you start in January, you skip basically the first term from September to December. And this is also the reason why criteria to be eligible are different. For September, we require a bachelor degree of a minimum of 180 European credits, no matter which is your previous background. While for January, we ask you to have a minimum of 240 European credits, which could be a 4 years bachelor degree, a 3 years bachelor degree plus a master, it depends. And also an academic background in business and management already, because you basically will have only 6 months in class. This is the main difference. Then what do we do generally? Basically, we ask you to send us your transcripts if you are interested into the January intake, so we can confirm you the fact that you are eligible for January before applying for the right intake. Different kind of question. Do you put a lot of emphasis on having a relevant bachelor's thesis or height grades, or is a CV plus motivation letter plus interview more important?
Oof, not easy.
No.
So I would say we are still talking about motivational interview, but of course the grades are important as well. But it can happen that we know, like we are now in the period after COVID. So we know, for example, I know that I met a lot of students that struggled during COVID. So of course, this is kind of factor that I'm taking into account when I'm interviewing the students. So motivational letter, your answers to my questions, probably the first place. And then on the second place, your background and your grades.
Thank you, Camille. Then just to give you another useful information before the interview, we as admission department, we will send you guys a Q&A document. So basically, you can start having an idea about how would be the interview, because the questions on the Q&A actually are questions that you could have then during the interview with the program director.
Could have.
Could. Otherwise, you can have different ones. But to start preparing you, I usually explain the Q&A document like a beginning, the beginning of the journey through and to the interview.
For sure.
Here we have, a question related to the English certificate. I am uncertain whether I have understood correctly. Do you accept the Cambridge English? Yes, we accept the Cambridge test with a minimum grade of C. What sports team do you have? Well, many. Maybe Camille, you know better than me, but basically I would say any kind of sports as a student association dedicated.
Exactly. Yeah. Within student association, I think we have around 12, 15 different clubs. So we have the football club, we have the basketball, we have the cheerleaders, we have golf, tennis, karting, what else? Equestrian society. So I think definitely you can find the club that you will be interested in. And in case if you would like to create one, that's also possible. So
yeah. And this is very interesting, actually, because the students' associations are another way to get connections within the school. So not just with your cohort, but even with students coming from different programs. So still talking about networking, which is a very important word here in IUM. I think student association are both fun and networking. So yeah, good question for sure. Does the university offer accommodations? If not, do you have agencies to assist in finding accommodation? Well, unfortunately, we do not have any dormitory. I mean, in Monaco, it's pretty tough in terms of real estate and prices, but we have a student service department fully dedicated to support all the newcomers in the research of an apartment. And not only, actually, they help and support students for the visa process, transportations, any topic which is not related to the academic part, especially the housing. We have right now a person fully dedicated to the housing within the student service department. So Ava and Thomas are the two people I'm referring to. And any question you may have once you are admitted, they will answer you, support you. You can have dedicated video call with them. So they will give you names of landlords, agencies, platforms to look at. And once you have been admitted, you will receive also a guide related to the research of an apartment, which could be extremely useful. Well, I think that if you guys do not have any other question, we answered all of them. Please, here you have my contacts, the contacts of my colleague Cora. So do not hesitate if you want to have a dedicated video call one-to-one. We can schedule it if you have any question you would prefer to answer by email. And we are more than happy to support you. If you are interested in September 2024, this is the best moment to apply. One last information I think very useful is the fact that you have to imagine that the cohort of the program in international management is a niche, meaning that we're talking about 20 people, something like that. So it's completely different to any kind of university maybe you can think about, which is the real plus of this program. Human size, more than human size, and an extremely dedicated attention, both from an academic and a career department point of view. I'm reading, may I ask you about the deadlines? So basically, the sooner the better. It is April, we are still on time, so you're no rush, but if you are convinced, I suggest you to proceed as soon as you can with the application. But then you still have time, I would say, till June. I wouldn't go after that time just for you to organize your arrival right here in Monaco. But any support you need, please let us know. So thanks again, Cora. Thanks, Camilla.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you all of you joining with us today the webinar, and hope to talk to you very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.